Hello everyone. Today, in this long with me series of the full stop, the real talk, we'll be learning about JMeter series. All these videos, I'll be focusing on the basics of JMeter, where we cover some of the documentation that is provided by the JMeter official website. So let's get started. First comes building at a web test plan. In this section, you'll learn how to create a basic test plan to a website. You will create 5 users that sends requests to 2 pages on the JMeter website. Also, you will tell the users to run their test twice. Okay, that means it needs to have group 2 and it needs to create 5 users. That means number of threads equals to 5. Alright. Also, yeah. So the total number of the request is 5 users into 2 requests into repeat 2 times. Sorry, I don't get it. 5 users multiplies 2 requests. If you 5 users, that sends the 2 requests. Alright, 5 users, that sends the 2 requests on the two pages. That means 2 times, right? So that comes 5 into 2, that's 20. You'll send 20 request to construct a test plan. You will use the following elements: thread group, yep, HTTP request, okay, HTTP request defaults, and graph results. For more advanced test plan, alright, we'll be moving towards advanced web test plan later on. At the moment, let's see how things are sorted. Adding users. The first step you want to do in every JMeter test plan is to add thread group element. The thread group tells JMeter and number of users. Tells JMeter the number of users you want to simulate, how often the users should send requests, and how many requests they should send. Go ahead and add the thread group element by selecting the test plan. Alright, yep. Under this thread group page, as you can see here, where we can give name the thread group and action to be completed after sample error. Continue and start next step to. Yep. Here we can assign the on the thread properties we can assign the number of threads. That is, which essentially means number of thread groups, number of users. Right here, number of threads that users is assigned is 1. Ramp up thread in second is assigned to 1 second. Loop count is given value 1. You need to modify. Alright, let's go through these things. You need to modify the default properties. Select the thread group element in tree. If you have not already selected, you should now see the thread group parameter price equivalent. Start by providing more descriptive name to our thread group by giving name of here in the name field and introducing to users. Next, enter number of users called threads to 5. Start by providing a more descriptive names for our thread group in the name field. Okay, next, in the number of users calls, yes, here the number of threads increased to 5. In the next field, the ramp up rate, leave the default value of 1 second. The properties, here the number of thread is set to is set to 5. Yep. And the ramp up rate to 1 second. This property tells you how long to delay between starting each user. Alright. For example, if you enter a ramp up rate of 5 seconds, JMeter will finish all of your users by the end of JMeter will finish all of your users by the end of 5 seconds. So if we have 5 users and the ramp and a 5-second ramp up rate, then the delay between starting users would be 1 second. 1 second, that is 5 users by 5 seconds, 1 user per second. Here 1 user per second, I want to make clarify over this statement. 5 second is 1 user per second, that is a request sent. The request delay from one thread group to another thread group is 1 second. Alright, if you have set the value, then we'll immediately start all of yours user, that is without giving any ramp up period. Finally, enter a value of 2 in the loop count field. The property tells them how many times to repeat your test. If you enter a loop count of 1, JMeter will run your test only once. To have JMeter repeatedly run your test plan, select the forever checkbox. Yep. Here you can select the forever checkbox. In most applications, you have to manually accept changes you make in a control panel. However, in JMeter, the control panel automatically accepts your changes as you make them. If you change the name of an element, the tree will be updated with the next text after you leave the control panel. For example, selecting the name of tree element. Okay, here the new thread is assigned as thread JMeter users. Action took me after the sampler, you continue. Number of threads, 5 threads is 5 requests given. Ramp of thread is 1 second. That means it takes 1 second to complete the 5 requests. Loop count is given to yep. Alright, JMeter. Element the tree will update text after you leave the control. Okay. So that is all about the thread group properties. So let's go through adding default HTTP request properties. Now that we can define our users, it's time to define the tasks that they will be performing. In this section, you will specify the default setting for your HTTP request. Okay, and then in section 4.3, you will add HTTP request elements with use some of the default settings you specified here. Begin by selecting the JMeter users thread group element. Click your right mouse button to get to the add menu, and then select add config element HTTP request default. Then select this new element to view its control panel. Alright, this is the page of HTTP request defaults that you can see over here, over where my mouse cursor is hovered. The first field becomes name of the HTTP request defaults. In basics, is a protocol, server name or IP, port number, country encoding, path, parameters, and body data. Like most JMeter elements, the HTTP control panel has a name field that you can modify. Yep. This example, leave this field with the default value. like most of the Linux platforms. This after that display, the rebuild all the requests will be sent the same web server. This can be used as the best URL. This plan we need to make the two HTTP requests. The first one is to change the home page, and the second one is for the changes page. JMeter sends requests in the order that appear in the tree. This is why having the first user a sample HTTP request, then select. Alright, okay, login into a website. It's not the case here, but some website requires you to log in before permitting you to perform certain actions. In a web browser, the login will be shown as a form for the user's name and password user, and a button to submit the form. The button generates a post request, passing the patterns.